Good. One thing I noticed, that left lat's a little high, which is the other pec's a little low. I mean, you look freaking incredible. What's up, guys? Jimmy Bluff here, Advanced Muscle Reconstruction, with my homie, Guy Cisternino. Just looking at him before we do a Bluff Technique reconstruction session right before his debut at the New York Pro. What I'm doing is just analyzing his physique, looking at the separation in the quads, just because he's been traveling a lot, doing a lot of posing. A lot of that fascial tissue can just harden up like shrink wrap. And with the amount of mass he has, it only takes a couple of days of travel and a couple of nights of crappy sleep to throw some things off. So after his huge win last weekend, today what we're gonna do is just strip him open, get him fitting better in his body, and before and then after, I'm hoping we can even notice a difference today with what we're doing. I mean, you look freaking unbelievable, bro. Yeah. How's your range of motion with your rear double bi? Good. Yes. It's the best you've ever looked. Amazing. So what I think I want to do is, it just looks like probably from carrying your bag or something, this pec is just
it's because
off a
I
little
sleep.
bit. Okay,
like
that's
this.
what it is. So let's just not do anything crazy. I don't want you retaining water this weekend, but I want to just open your caps up. I want to separate your quads more. I want to open your chest, the back, lats. Just like pretty much a little bit of everything to just make you feel tomorrow like you're
From
brand
posing,
new. Yeah.
especially this one,
Okay.
all in here. You can actually feel like the little knots on the outside of my calf.
I want straight lines just telling a story all the way from your heels to your head. So.
I want lines telling you how to get from Tribeca to my house.
Yeah.
From me, okay?
Yep. So you can't really tell what I'm doing, and if you're another professional in business, please do not try to mimic what I'm doing. I've been in the industry now for about 12 years, 50,000 hours between developing this, and I'm actually splitting the fibers, and every time I touch Guy, about a Captain Crunch size to a marble size knot is basically releasing. So my goal for the session today is, again, not to go very deep because I don't want to cause too much inflammation, but with a professional like Guy pre-contest, I just want him to step on stage and look like a piece of human art. So we're going to try to bring out the cuts, bring out the separation, which is going to bring out vascularity, more striations, and give the muscle a rounder, more full appearance. How many hours we figure we put in the last year since we've met?
Enough to make my physique grow like crazy.
A lot of times when I roll out, I'll roll right to Guy's house and just start beating him up. And it's been really exciting. I mean, he had an incredible physique before, but it's been exciting to kind of watch as a bystander, almost like I'm on stage with him and part of, one member of his large team of support. It's been just rad seeing what's supposed to happen. Continue to get bigger and grow and win shows. So.
I wish you guys could actually hear.
Let's do this here.
The popping. The only way I can describe it is as a kid, when your parents used to get something in the mail or something wrapped in bubble wrap, and it was the coolest thing to jump on it and make it pop. That's literally what it sounds like every time he makes a movement with his elbow or splits it with his fingers. You can actually hear the popping sound of almost like a bubble wrap.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, even professionals, that used to question what I do because it sounds so just absurd, but I put an inch on Mr. Olympia's legs in under a session, and had some pretty incredible experiences with literally putting an inch to 2 inches of just mass on someone's chest that was really just limited from a structural standpoint, and all of a sudden it completely changed their physique, which for me has been exciting because I work on a lot of people who are in pain, a lot of people who have suffered their entire lives, and when you can get rid of someone's pain after 10 years in an hour, it's exciting. But I wanted to prove my science with pro bodybuilders and see what I'd be capable of. And it's been just incredible watching everyone's strength and bodies just morph. Sometimes they have to put probably 200 pounds of pressure, about the size of a ballpoint pen, just to get that to release in a specific manner. And then with my fingers, instead of digging into the body, I'm taking 2 fingers and essentially almost cutting the fascial tissue, which I can just kind of feel and see under the tissue like an MRI machine. Most of the time, I just work 10, 11 hour, 12 hour days with my eyes closed, because I can just fiber by fiber see exactly what's going on.
The crazy part about it is it doesn't hurt depending upon where he works. It actually feels good. Sometimes though, you don't realize how much congestion your muscle has. I've actually been, he's actually bruised me a couple times, and I can't even believe I'm bruised. And he was like, you had so much adhesions and knots in there that I opened it up, and just the blood flow to the surface turns the skin black and blue.
Crazy.
And then people go, oh, it's because you shoot your arms. No, it's because Jimmy Bluff murders me. That's why.
I'm so surprised not many people bruise with the amount of work and range of motion they get. It. A lot of times it feels like a bruise, but yeah, some of those deeper stuff that have been there forever,
yeah,
it's crazy.
When he first started working on my arms bruised because nobody was ever able to even deep tissue. ART, I always bruise, but Jimmy worked on my arms the first couple times, and because it released so much adhesions, my arms bruised. But now, forget about it. I don't think I haven't bruised in about a year.
To tell you the truth, most people don't. Every so often, some clients will, and typically leave a deep tissue session or ART, and I've got a ton of respect for a lot of ART professionals, but I can't handle knuckles dragging on my skin. It's very painful, and a lot of times it causes just a lot of inflammation. So we're going to open up the IT bands to see if, once we do some posing after, I want these to just look like the width of my freaking forearm between his hamstrings and his quads. So even though it doesn't necessarily hurt Guy as much, I still have to put that much more power in, but instead of digging into the body, I'm almost trying to hit a golf ball off the pavement without touching the pavement. So every time I touch him, 3-4 strokes before I even touch his body, I know exactly what I'm doing, almost taking that muscle from insertion to origin, separating it from the muscle surrounding it, removing tension from the inside out, and then taking my fingertips and literally making sure with my eyes closed it feels perfect underneath my fingers from insertion to origin. Without seeing, I can tell you if it's fixed or not. But you can see just these lines starting to come out, the blood flow starting to fill the tissue up. And this is probably, I'd say, one of the most tender areas on the body. So opening her up around the teres, attachments, rear delt, the lat. So that way when he goes to do a lat spread, you can pull him all the way out.
It's almost like your muscles are constantly being choked. And this is like, he's released, it's like a breath of fresh air. When he's done working on me, I'm a lot more, I feel like I'm a lot more limber, flexible. My muscles are a lot more, what's the word? Almost like relaxed. Almost like a sponge. They're not hard. They're not tight.
The goal is to literally, in a session, fiber by fiber, completely remove every fascial restriction from the inside out. Every one. So the entire body, like you start with one piece of the puzzle. If there's an injury, awesome. I attack the injury, then I completely restructure everything around that puzzle. A lot of times, you know, the way I look at things, it's a two-part process. First, you have to fix what's in pain, then you have to fix why it's in pain. And normally the reason why is typically either chronic holding pattern, sleep pattern, or a repetitive pattern, you know, i.e. golf, weight training, sleeping. I'm going to separate the front delt from the pec. Guy was explaining earlier in the video that he was having some pain. A lot of times when these big guys sleep with their arm thumbs down, that trap gets elevated, that arm rotates forward, so then literally you lose range of motion. If it gets real bad, that arm spins, so then you can't even supinate that bicep because your arm's pointed in that direction. So then all of a sudden, everything starts feeling like tendonitis. Do you need surgery? No.
You need Jimmy Bluff.
He said it, folks.
It's funny because people look at these videos sometimes and think this is all a joke. But if you guys follow Jimmy on IG and see some of the messages he gets from his fans, or not fans, more like clients,
yeah,
that he's worked on and things that he's done, he's the real deal. And as long as you have a place for him to go and to work on you and a list of people, Jimmy's one of the hardest working guys I've ever met. He works from the time he gets up until he'll do 14, 15, 16-hour days, and he'll just keep going off Red Bull and
I'm crazy. Red Lines.
Red Lines.
I need to get sponsored by Red Lines if you're watching. But you know, it's hard when you've got this trip. I've got 110 hours booked in 8 or 9 days around the New York Pro. I've had 40 or 50 people I've unfortunately had to turn away, and it's difficult to turn people away, especially when I know I can help fix their pain. But
you don't turn away family.
Yeah.
No, Stan's not gonna.
Yeah, it's cool. I've had 2 messages this week from local doctors asking if they could get in my schedule. Yeah, that's kind of neat. The pecs are even. Yeah, man. And right now his tissue's a little inflamed, so he's going to be holding some water. Oh yeah. Look at that. How you feel? Range of motion better?
Oh yeah.
Those quads are freaking enormous, bro. Yeah. Look at that hamstring. Look at that lower leg just popping, man. Oh my goodness.
It's hard to pose on a not hard surface.
Right. Oh yes. How's that range of motion better?
Easy to grab.
Here's the money shot right here. Forget that. Yep. I'm posing with you. I'm getting tired. Nice, man. Awesome, bro. I want to thank Flex Magazine for hanging out with me and my East Coast bodybuilding brother, Guy Cisternino. You can reach me on Instagram, Jimmy_Bluff, Facebook, the Bluff Technique, and also Jimmy Bluff. You can get to my website, jimmybluff.com, and set up an appointment with me anytime. You can also look at videos and more pictures and testimonies as well.
Yes, sir. Follow my man Jimmy Bluff, 4 days out from the New York Pro. Want to give a big thanks to Steve Weinberger and Bev for all their support, letting me train here today. And big shout out to BSN, my biggest backbone, my support group, P28, Red Rose Rejuvenation, Cardillo Weight Belts,